Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on my channel Kitty Crossing. So today we are going to be talking about 10 things that I wish I knew when I started playing this game. These things are both for beginners and even players that played for a couple months. I mean, for most of these I didn't find this out until an embarrassing stage of the game, and some of these are simple but some are quite cool. So yeah, let's get started. So number one is DIYs. We all want DIYs, to decorate our houses, decorate our beaches and our island. So it's very important to get these. So one way that you can get these is by checking your beach and finding the DIY bottles which spawns once a day randomly somewhere on your beach. And yeah, you go DIY. So here there's some kind of long message, but I never read those. So with this DIY, I already had it, but if you're at a beginning stage, it's probably very useful for you. And then I had to interrupt with Pearl and Punchy just being so cute. Punchy visited Pearl's house, and I thought that was adorable. And look at them. And then Punchy was being so creepy, like the doll. The doll was creepy enough itself. And then for this one, you're going to want to visit your villager houses, because once a day, 3 of your villagers will be crafting, so that way you can get free DIY recipes. And if you don't have 3 villagers on your island yet, well, obviously 3 of them are not going to be crafting, but yeah, get more villagers on your island. That's what I'm basically saying. So here, Annabelle gave me the DIY recipe for cherry speakers, even though I knew it already. She gives it to you. Any villager will give you the DIY recipe to share around with your friends, which is so sad because none of them play Animal Crossing. I know, heartbreaking. And another way you can get a few DIY recipes is by talking to Pascal. I'll go over in that in a little bit more detail later on in the video, but basically he gives you a few mermaid items and the DIY recipes for mermaid furniture. So yeah. And now on to the second tip, is balloons. So balloons cover quite a lot of topic, like what they drop, So they can give you DIY recipes and stuff like that, or clothes or items. They also give you money and resources, so like iron nuggets or something. So here I got a sushi egg costume, which was ugly. I mean, no. And then from another balloon, which I got a bit earlier on, was this piano bench, and this was actually a cute item, I think. A nice green colour. And here's the tip for when you're popping the balloons. You'll be amazed by this one. So when a villager is in the house, there will be smoke coming out of their chimney, and the direction of the smoke indicates the direction of the wind. So here's going to the left, so we're going to want to run to the right beach. And then you're going to want to look for your balloons, which spawn on the 4th and the 9th minute, so you should find it pretty soon. And yeah, when you do get your slingshot out, pop the balloon. And then I have a DIY recipe. So in March, in the Northern Hemisphere, the seasonal recipe is all the bamboo stuff, and in the Southern Hemisphere, I believe it's all the acorn DIYs, like the Bounty's tree lamp, like that sort of set. So here are some of the bamboo ones I've collected. I think there's a few more, but I haven't gotten that just yet. And now you've got your DIY recipes. How do you get the materials? That's probably what you're thinking. So now we're going to be talking about rocks. And this is also useful for when you're trying to get your next cranny and get your 30 iron nuggets. So you probably hit your rocks with an axe or a spade, just like I am now. Just, going up to the rock and smashing it. And you're not meant to do that. You're meant to dig up holes around the rock so that when you hit it, it doesn't knock you back. So you need to make sure you have space around the rock so the items can actually drop and there's no weeds in the way, and you're going to want to just hit the rock and you want to spam the A button, just break it. Okay, JK, no breaking it. This is actually quite hard to do, so here I failed, but then after a few tries I managed to get it. So you really need to like spam that A button, otherwise it just won't work. And then I did it. This was actually my first time doing it. I never actually tried this trick out, but I've seen other people do it, and I got Nick Miles for it. And I was like, you get Nick Miles for that? You get an achievement? But yes, now I am a rock splitting champ. Amazing. So yeah, that was cool. You only get 500 Nick Miles, but that's okay. That's still something. Now that we've discussed how to get those 30 iron nuggets for your next cranny, let's talk about the April sisters. So at the back of the shop, you'll see Sable, working. At first she'll seem not very nice, she'll be like, oh go away, I'm working. But I promise that after a few days of speaking to her, she'll open up to you, she'll become a nicer person, and she gives you gifts. So what she does give you are design patterns. So when you have a furniture with like fabric on it, you can customize it, and here she gives you these patterns. So these are the ones you can see right now. She gives you quite a lot, so they're definitely very useful when it comes to decorating your island, and now you can do your laundry in style. And now it's time to talk about money. Money is just the best thing, but it always just seems like you need it, whether it's to pay off a house loan or buy something at next cranny or pay for a incline or bridge. You need it. So each Sunday morning, Daisy May, she comes up to your island, and this is between 5 a.m. and 12 p.m. She sells turnips, and then you can resell those turnips on a later day during the week at a higher price, making profit. But you must be thinking, well, you need money to make profit, so how do you get the money in the first place to start making more of it? So what you're going to need is a swimsuit and an ocean. You can grab your swimsuit at next cranny for only 3,000 bells or in the next stop, and you get yourself an ocean for free, and you start getting those deep sea creatures. And this is Pascal, the one I was talking about earlier. So he gives you the DIY recipes for some mermaid furniture, which you just saw, and some clothing, and yeah, he comes up once a day when you find a scallop. And he also gives you pearls sometimes, which sell for 10,000 at the next cranny, which is a lot. And then here I caught a whelp, and also catching deep sea creatures gets you Nick Miles, so that's just a bonus. And then this is the whelk we caught earlier, so here when I'm selling it, it is worth 1,000 bells. Usually the sea creatures sell for more, but it's still a lot, and that's the best way to make money really, in my opinion. And fish don't really sell for that much, so here only sold for 400. Of course this varies for the type of fish you're selling and the type of bugs and everything, but here the ladybug, it only sold for 200, which is not a lot. But as we're on the topic of bugs and fish, let's talk about that. So I want to just start off by saying it's whenever you catch a new bug or a new fish or something new, it really is worth donating it to the museum. Your future you will thank you later. You'll be like, oh wow, now I have a beautiful museum. You'll have lots of butterflies flying around, and here's our little peacock butterfly we just caught. And there are the fishies. So when catching fish, you're going to want to look out for if the bubble thing is going underneath the water, for the sound and the vibration of the Joy-Cons. So fish are very hard to catch in my opinion. When I first got Animal Crossing, I could never catch a fish. I mean never. But with enough practice, I managed to be able to catch fish on my own without calling my brother to help me. Yeah, with enough practice, you'll be able to catch 100 fish in a row, like I did here, you know. I'm very proud of myself for that. And now for bugs. How do you catch bugs? So the way you're gonna want to catch them is by when you have your net out, press A and then slowly walk towards the bug without scaring it away, and then boom, you got your bug. We got him, boys. So here is a more of a real life situation in the dangerous jungle. You see your bug, you're slowly walking towards the bug, you press A and then when you're in its range you let go of A and then you got your ugly bug. Congrats! And since we were talking about the museum earlier, remember to collect your fossils because you can either donate them to the museum and then have a beautiful collection like I do here, or you can sell them at Next Granny. Here it only sold for I think it was 1,000, but usually fossils sell for much more because they're fossils. And now these next few topics are about trees. So on your island there are 2 items in 2 trees that spawn in each day, so you're going to want to shake your trees and get it. You also get 1 item per 1 Nick Miles Mystery Island. So yeah, shake your trees you guys, because you can get some cool stuff. And you must be thinking, well, with all these shaking trees, are you not going to see wasps? Well, yes you are. So what you're going to want to do is have your net out and stand in front of a tree at about a 45-degree angle, because that way when you're like stunned and scared, you press A immediately and catch the wasp. But sometimes it's not always possible. Like here, there was a fence in the way, I ended up shaking the tree and it was just an epic fail. It was just sad really, but here's a way to get free medicine. So you're going to want to drop all your weeds and wasp nests, because that way you don't have the materials to craft the medicine, and you're going to want to find your sisterly villager. If you don't know who's your sisterly villager, you might not have one, but you can just Google it, and when you start the game you have a jock and a sisterly. So the jock talks about sport all the time, and the other one is the sisterly, who will always give you free medicine. But yeah, as I said, make sure to drop your weeds and your wasp nests before. And yeah, Ursula gave me the medicine, which was very kind of her. And now for the next tip, money trees. You heard it, money trees. I didn't know about money trees until an embarrassing stage of the game, but here I am talking about it so that you guys can know. So when you find that little gold patch, instead of burying it with dirt, you're gonna want to bury 10,000 bells, because that way you get free 10,000 bells back on a tree like this, and you get 30,000 in total. Or you can plant 1,000 bells and then get 3,000 back. You know, we just love money on this YouTube channel. Money, money, money. And since we're on the topic of talking about money, hit all your rocks, because one of the 6 rocks on your island is a money rock, meaning it drops money instead of your usual clay, stone and iron. So that's pretty cool. It gives quite a lot. Sometimes you can get lucky, and I believe the most from a single bell bag is 18,000 bells, but I'm not sure about that. But even like 4,000 is a lot in my opinion, so very epic. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is pace. don't rush, you know, just take it slowly, one day at a time. This is meant to be a relaxing game, and I feel like sometimes it turns into a competition, like, oh, who has a better island, who has the better villages, you know. But you know, just relax. And it's easy to like feel down if you see something like this. You're like, oh, why doesn't my island look like that? But even I have like really ugly spots on my island, like this ugly square pond and messy trees. You just gotta not care about what other people do and do your own thing. And that is it for my 10 things I wish I knew when I started playing Animal Crossing. I hope you guys learned something. Comment down below what was your favorite thing that you learned. Hopefully you learned something new. But if not, that's okay. You had a fun time watching this. I mean, you got to the end. You might as well just like and subscribe now. You should definitely do that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good day or night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!